Hafa-day, my fellow Guamanians. Buried under the budget debate last week was a significant symposium on affordable housing. Local and federal partners came together to find solutions so that you can afford a home. This 5-year plan is one of the ways your administration is proposing to make life better for you and to lift people out of poverty. I was listening the other day to a Malfunction song by Chris Barnett, and I'm sure you've heard it. It's called "This Island's Too Expensive for Me." And while Chris has a talented way of making us laugh, he sheds a lot of light on some basic truths. You understand the reality that just as Chris Barnett portrays it to be, you either see poverty, you know someone going through hardship, or you're suffering yourself. Every day that goes by, another Guamanian feels the pinch of an island home moving further from the paradise of abundance that we once knew. The price of gas, fuel, electricity, they're all going up. Rising shipping costs and the surcharges at the port are making everything we import more expensive, and that's almost everything. But rising prices isn't the only problem. Incomes aren't growing. People can't get a job. They can't even get their tax refunds. People lower their pride to come to my office and beg for anything they can. Their tax refund, their COLA, a job. And they need it to pay their mortgage or their rent. They needed to fly home a loved one who died off island. Or they needed to send a loved one off island for surgery. They need it for medicine, or to buy food because their food stamps aren't enough. There was an elderly woman who just wanted her refund to pay her power bill because she needed electricity to run her oxygen machine at home. We invest a lot of money into public education. What does that mean to a child who can't study at home or school because he never has enough to eat? Or how does healthcare matter to families who can only afford a cheaper and healthy lifestyle? We put a lot of priority into law enforcement, but there are children just living on the fringes, and the odds are they will not be able to focus in school, they will not afford college, their needs will go unnoticed, and they will turn to a life of crime. And then what happens to their children? We are deep into a cycle of poverty. Deep enough that Guamanians honestly feel that their island is too expensive for them. For many people, Guam and its promise of abundance are drifting further from their reality. The Guamanian dream is some unattainable ambition. These are the real issues we should all be focused on, not the petty political swipes that surround a budget. Outside of Guadalupe, outside of the legislature, outside of our air-conditioned offices and the budgets that we debate over, are people whose lives our decisions affect. I want to thank senators for swiftly considering my supplemental budget proposal. Senator Pangilinan and his staff, in particular, did a good job presenting the revenue sources, the payroll shortfalls, and the need to fund them. Now, the bill the legislature passed does have some shortfalls, but my fiscal team believes this is manageable. I have concerns with a couple of sections, but all in all, the bill accomplishes what we set out to do. I just wish it could have been done and accomplished with a little less unnecessary political rhetoric and a lot more attention to the more serious matter of what and who our actions affect in the budget. Why does the budget matter? Because it's your money we're budgeting. It's the services you count on that we're budgeting for. The government should inform you where your money is going and how it's being best put to use. It also matters because it really affects people's lives. And I'm talking about 12,000 teachers, nurses, public safety officers, and other professionals who work for you in public service. I'm talking about them and the rest of the 23,000 dependents and retirees who rely on health insurance, and the tens of thousands in MIP, Medicaid, and other public assistance. And there's 32,000 public school students, thousands of hospital patients annually, and 44,000 people that are owed tax refunds. And the list goes on. And behind all these numbers, and all the political rhetoric are the faces of these people. I want to personally thank all Government of Guam employees. Many of you were never told that your agency's budget was short on payroll. You were never told how bad the situation was as soon as that current budget was passed in August last year. When you opened your email on Friday and saw the facts of what could happen without good legislative action, you became concerned. You started talking to each other. You called and emailed senators to express your opinion. And I'm almost certain that at the end of the day, you are the ones who convinced senators that the right thing to do was pass the budget. Now that this debate is over, we must immediately turn our attention to the biennial budget proposal, which includes a solution to pay your tax refunds in full by this Christmas. I look forward to the discussion on this, and I know the senators want to pay your tax refunds just as much as I do. Thank you, and God bless you.